皆さん、お久しぶり。お元気ですか？私は元気です。学校恋しいですか？日本語のクラスは？最後のレッスンを覚えていますか？今日、新しいレッスンを始めましょう。その前に、モジュールを読んでください。それで、このビデオを見てください。Alright, so we're back to English. I just wanted to speak in Japanese earlier because I want your ears to be trained in listening to Japanese, not just from anime, but from speakers of Japanese as a second language or as a foreign language. Um, my accent isn't native level as well. I still have slip-ups, and that's very common, and that's okay. There's no need to pressure ourselves to sound very Japanese. Anyway, um, I hope that even if we had a month-long break, you still remember the previous topics that we've had before the calamities that happened to us. I hope everyone's fine, and yeah, just be thankful that we're all well and we're alive, and yeah, we're here. And you're listening to my sleepy voice since I'm recording this late at night. As you can see, our topic is adjectives. I have noticed that some of you have already incorporated this topic in their I can activities. Some of you used it for your self-introduction, while the others incorporated it in their project. As we speak, some of you have not yet submitted their projects, but you're still allowed to pass them until December 11, I believe. I'll be clarifying this again, or I have already clarified this during our synchronous classes for this week. Before we begin, I would like to let you know that there will be some changes in the way we run things here in foreign language. Previously, I would upload modules every week, but this time around, I'm thinking of uploading everything at one go, but that doesn't mean that you have to rush it. Take your time in understanding each module. I'm just doing it this way since we all have our own pace in learning the language. And I noticed that a lot of you are a bit advanced at some things. But of course, there are still activities that need to be scheduled, such as quizzes or maybe deadlines in worksheets. But other than that, you're free to work at your own pace as long as you can finish it by the end of the term. And please, please, please do not rush your output, since that there were some problems that occurred during the start of the term when well, not everyone, but a lot submitted their worksheets for 3 weeks in one go, and it's very difficult to communicate with you guys during this time. Anyway, from this topic on, there will be a lot of practice activities in your modules. Please try them out. I tried to make them more interactive than usual. There are games, which I hope works for your gadget, and maybe I'll add more listening comprehension practices as well, and maybe some writing. Now let's begin the lesson. First, Please create simple English sentences with adjectives, preferably with the adjectives that you can find in your vocab list in this module. You may pause the video while you write and click play once you're done. I'm not sure how many sentences you have written down, but I'm sure that your sentences might look either of the following. Like, this is a new book, or this book is new. So adjectives have, we can use adjectives in two ways. One, as a modifier like the first sentence, or as a predicate like the one in the second sentence. There are various types of adjectives, which according to Google are descriptive adjectives, quantitative, proper, demonstrative, etc., etc. Of course, I don't remember everything. That's why I Googled it. But in the Japanese language, we can categorize adjectives into two kinds, the E adjectives and the Na adjectives. Let's start with the E adjectives. As its name suggests, these adjectives end with E. When I say E, it doesn't mean ki, ni, ri, ti, etc. Just simply E. You will see in your module that these two kinds of adjectives are actually separated into two sections. You will see for E adjectives, we have oki, chisai, kawaii, furui, atarashii, etc. Some of them just have one E, while the others have two. Please take note later on that there are two adjectives that look like E adjectives, but they are considered as Na adjectives. I'm sure that you already know what those two are if you have read the module. E adjectives are written as is, whether they are used as modifiers or as predicates to a sentence. But in negative form, we drop E and add kunai. If you use, for nouns with double E at the end, such as kawaii, you just remove one E. Thus, its negative form would be kawaii kunai. And for, let's say, furui, not old would be furukunai. Can you please try with the sentence that you have written if you can convert it to negative form? That is, if you have used an E adjective. For the past tense of E adjectives, simply drop E and add katta. Let's further visualize how it works in the next slide. Here we have the word kawaii, which means cute. If we drop E and add katta, it becomes was cute or kawaii katta. If we add kunai instead of katta, we have kawaii kunai, which means not cute. But if we add katta at the end, if we say kawaii kunakatta, it turns to was not cute. Was that a bit easier to understand with the visuals? Here we have an example. We have kabang and akai. Actually, colors can be used as nouns. You just have to remove the E at the end. So anyways, here we have two sentences. The bag is red can be said as kaban wa akai desu. Or we can say this is a red bag, which would be これは赤いカバンです. Here we have another example. For the words we have oji-san, yowai, and wakai. Again, please remember that oji-san is different from oji-san. Oji-san is uncle and oji-san is old man. So again, if you have a Japanese uncle and you accidentally called him oji-san, he might be offended. So here we have two sentences. We have oji-san wa yowai desu, or the old man is weak. And we have oji-san wa wakaku nai desu, or the old man is not young. Here's another visual. Here's one common question. Ma'am, I want to connect adjectives. Should I use to? To is end. I think I've said this before. But if not, sorry, but to is end. But in adjectives, we use a different way of connecting them. For e adjectives, we drop e and add kute. Let me show you in the next slide. Here we have the same bag from before, but we have two new words, kirei and yasui. Are they both e adjectives? Please think about that. So here we have, this bag is cheap and beautiful. Well, those are both nice things. Of course, we want cheap things and beautiful things at the same time. So what we can say, このカバンは安くて綺麗です. Just remove the e from yasui and change it to kute. Again, it's このカバンは安くて綺麗です. Ma'am, can I do it the other way around? 綺麗くて? Kire looks like an e adjective, but it's not. It's a na adjective, along with yume. Those two are exceptions. They are not e adjectives, they are na adjectives. Another way to say end for adjectives is そして. Here in the slide we have このカバンは安いです. そして綺麗です. This is acceptable. Next we have na adjectives. So na adjectives, as its name suggests, have na at the end. But we only use na if it's used as a modifier, and if it's used as a predicate, we have to remove na. To negate a na adjective, it's the same as our previous lesson. Just remove na and add ja arimasen or janai desu, whichever you prefer. For its past tense, it's easier. Just change des to deshita. For negative, just change ja arimasen to ja arimasen deshita. But if you're using janai desu, drop e of nai and add katta, like in e adjectives. So it would be janakatta desu. So our bag is making a comeback again, but we change the adjective to a na adjective. Here we have benri, which means convenient. So we just want to say the bag is convenient. It would be kaban wa benri desu. But if you want to use the adjective as a modifier, such as this is a convenient bag, we just say これは便利なカバンです. Don't forget your na. Here we have the old man again. I guess he's pretty tired from skipping a few slides. So here we have the adjective genki, or in English, energetic or healthy. So the old man is not healthy is おじいさんは元気じゃありません or おじいさんは元気じゃないです. To connect na adjectives, we don't use kute. Rather, we drop na and add de. Here we have this bag is convenient and beautiful. So in Japanese, that would be either このカバンは便利で綺麗です or このカバンは便利です。そして綺麗です。Another one is the old man is healthy and kind. It would be おじいさんは元気で親切です。If you have noticed that the adjectives that we were connecting were of the same wavelength, either they're both positive traits or both negative traits. If you want to connect contrasting adjectives, we have to use a different sentence pattern, which is sentence ga, sentence. Let me show you in the next slide. Here we have a very old building, but rent is very cheap. So you want to say this apartment is cheap but old. In Japanese, we can say このアパートは安いですか古いです. Again, it's このアパートは安いですか古いです. Here we have another example. Japanese language is difficult but enjoyable. I hope that is so. So the sentence would be 日本語は難しいですが楽しいです. Again, it's 日本語は難しいですが楽しいです. The last one is this movie is wonderful but sad. So I want you guys to try this one. Movie is 映画, wonderful is 素敵, and sad is 悲しい. Please try this one. The answer is この映画は素敵ですが悲しいです. That's it for today. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask me, whether in email, messenger, or preferably again, Discord. Part 2 is coming up probably by Friday or Thursday night, just in time for your asynchronous class hours. So there you have it. Thank you, and I hope you stayed until the end. Bye!